Monday. Let me tell you a lie. A winner never quits, and a quitter never wins. That's total BS. It's pure claptrap. Winners quit all the time, probably more often than anyone else. And they quit decisively and without regret. While we are at it, and here are a few more lies. A customer is always right. Everything happens for a reason. There are no stupid questions, but I digress. So, back to the winner never quitting nonsense. Winners learn. That's what they do. Winners learn how to quit doing the wrong things at the right time. They quit from doing the wrong things at the right time. Make no mistake, it is much more difficult to close a business than to keep going. The loss to your pride, letting go of sunk cost, letting others down, the hit to your ego and social reputation, all of it. Change is always tougher than just continue with the status quo. Even if the things that you're doing now is dumb and uncomfortable. Change to the human brain is more uncomfortable and scary. So we just keep floating forward, often blithely ignoring the sirens and the flashing lights, the alarms which we see get all the time. Another compulsion that we are fighting here is we are naturally biased towards whispered thinking, particularly if it is something of our creation, where we have ego and identity attached to that. Great business leaders just know when to hold them and when to fold them. They are good at that. A friend of mine I was talking recently had started 10 different companies and he had quit them all. Number 11, what he did to open the company made him worth over millions of dollars. And he would have never got onto that number 11 if he would have not quit the 10 before. Another guy I know, he ran a very attractive glossy magazine, and he has been doing it for over 2 decades. After the recession, it started to struggle financially. No one on the outside knew, as it was still the belle of the ball. He continued to never quit until he lost almost everything. Finally, some sense was talked into him and he quit doing the magazine and instead built a research website, which 3 years later sold for a ransom which is worth more 30 times than his previous never quit business, which would have been worth within the same 3 years window if he would have continued. I often refer to my buddy successful entrepreneur whom I know. He has started more than 20 companies. A dozen of them he successfully has been able to sell for good fortunes. It's not the dozen companies that he sold successfully, but I admire him most about his track record. It is the dozen that he quit. I'm telling you, it's much harder than riding and steering the rocket ship of the 12 successful ones. The act of quitting. I have seen him pour tons of times, love, and money into a new business, only to find out later that he pulled up the sticks and folded up his tent. Most often, it's not because he could not have made it work, it just would have cost him too much time for too little upside. What he once thought was the upside shifted. So instead of continuing to chase it and throw new money at a new sober reality of smaller return, he just cut his losses now and allocate his time, energy, and money to a newer project in the future that has a better odd of being a grand slam, as he would say. This is such an important lesson. I really hope that you're getting it this morning. This is not only applicable in entrepreneurship and building relationships and building of companies. This is true in every area of your life. Whatever you do, knowing when to hold them and knowing when to fold them in your relationships, in your life, in projects that you're working on, in committees or obligations that you have signed up for. Ask yourself this question: if you cut your losses and repoint the same time, energy, and resources elsewhere, could you get a far greater return, value result, or enjoyment? If so, if that's the answer is yes, then fold them now. Feel that pain in your guts. See, that's what you can't do, what most can't do. So they keep investing in the low return areas of their life. They keep carrying on with the things and the fears. And before we go, how about a few other lies we hear all the time? Just for fun. Yeah? How about a very common one which we hear? It's better to be safe than sorry. Good things come to those who wait. Can't have your cake and eat it too. Very commonly heard lies, I would say. So, in the comments below, tell us what might you need to quit so that you can win elsewhere. And what are the other lies popular in our society we hear all the time? We need to call out, like what we have discussed, like you can't teach an old dog new tricks. There are lots of old dogs like me on the School of Noble Thoughts daily, learning new tricks to become better every day. Bam.